because the thing is, 99% of your competitors are doing exactly what you are doing. They're just deploying one platform, one method, one platform, one media, right? And if you set yourself apart and you have a strategy that over a period of time you are going to deploy multiple fronts, I think you're going to win. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the real and legitimate reason why your business may not be growing. Trust me, I've been there, and not once, multiple times, and I'm going to share some of the tips and the strategies to get you out of that, if that is the position that you find yourself in today. So awesome. One of the things that all of us must be aware of is the fact that building anything takes time. And building any good thing is very difficult. That's why when you go to a restaurant, a very good, expensive restaurant, the food takes time for them to cook. If you are cooking at home, it takes time to cook. But fast foods, you get them very quickly because the food is terrible, typically not good for you. So anything of value takes time. So I want you to have that mindset that building your business is going to take, it's not going to be a 9-day wonder. It's going to take time. The issue about building a business that for me, one of the things I noticed that at a point in time, my business, I would say plateaued, right? It's like nothing was happening. It's like things were where they were, like very static, no growth, or if slower growth, no growth, right? Or declining growth. And it can be very, very frustrating. It can be very, very, very frustrating until you learn to do something about it. But for me, one of the things that I've noticed that whenever I'm in that rut, that season or that period of the business where things are not growing the way I would expect, I noticed that 9 out of 10 times, the obstacle that is limiting my growth is really even not the business. It's about my mindset. It's about mindset. I see change, and sometimes very drastic change, when I tweak my mindset or I get my mindset in alignment with growth, with opportunities, with inspiration. When my mindset is not limited, my business is not limited. So, with that said, we're just going to go deep dive into this. So how do you get out of that rut when your business is not growing? So typically I've mentioned about mindset, but I'm going to assume that there are 2 or 3 things that are established in your business. Number one, you've built a product or service that your market needs. That's number one. Number two, you have been able to attract a market that is growing, right? Or a market that is in some way, or a niche that is growing or is bigger, right? If it's a declining market, then this may not work well for you. If it's in an obsolete market, this what I'm about to share will not work for you. But if you have a product market fit, that is, the market actually needs your product, and you are in I would say a stable or growing market, this is for you. Then finally, if you're in a market whereby your customers have the ability to pay, then this is absolutely for you, right? So these are the 3 things, the 3 check boxes that I assume that you're going to be having. That you are not going to be selling into a declining market. You're not going to be selling into a market that your customers don't have the ability to pay, right? So you're not running a business where, for instance, it's better to run a business that takes care of let's say older, I'll say more mature market, like the CEO types, or the people who are matured in their profession, than say to sell a product to unemployed graduates, right? Unemployed graduates, they typically don't have the ability to pay. So you're comparing business in an environment where people have the means to pay or the ability to pay versus where they do not have the ability to pay. It's like day and night. So if you are in a business that checks those boxes, then this is for you, right? So with that said, what is going to get, or what really got me out of that rat is this mindset that sometimes when we plateau, it's not because people don't like our product or service, or the market is not growing, or we don't have a market that has the willingness to pay or the ability to pay. Most of the time, that is not the issue. It's mindset. What is the mindset? Let me just unpack it. So I will unpack this mindset in three different frameworks, right? Three different frameworks. So the first framework, I'm going to put it in and let me just borrow this and then use to illustrate this to you. So I'm gonna show it in some kind of a triangle, right? So the first piece of the triangle is what we call the method. Okay, this is the framework. Uh-oh. Okay. I don't know why, but okay, so the method. Then the second piece of the framework is going to be the platform. Okay. Okay. And then the third piece of the framework is going to be the media. And I will talk about media. I'll talk about it in general terms very, very soon. So, what do we mean when we say method? The method is basically simple. The actions that you take as a business owner to attract customers, whether new or being whether new or old customers, whatever it is. What method you use? What actions you take to attract customers is the method. So these actions they could include, let's say, running ads. So you could run ads. So ads, right, could be one of them. The next option will be content. Okay, content will be one. The another option could be outreach. So outreach could be one. Well, could be other. So running ads means you are paying somebody's platform to promote your business, right? Content means you are putting out a ton of content out there on social media and the rest to get the word out about what you do, right? Then the final one will be outreach. So outreach, there are other ones, but these are the big broad ones. So outreach will be cold outreach or warm outreach. So using any kind of outreach, reaching out to people that you know, people within your network, and telling them about what you do, what you sell. Say reaching out to people on your contact list on your phone, on your people on your email list. They are all outreaches, right? So we have warm outreach and then cold outreach. That I will do a separate video to really speak into methods into detail, right? Then um we go to platform. So number two is the platform. That was number one. Okay, number two is a platform. What's platform? Platform. These these are the I would say, I don't want to use the word platform. These are where you find your target audience or your target customers. These are where they are located. So so for instance, platform could be Facebook, right? YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter. They could be anyway, it could even be a physical platform where you are part of an association or a group. They are all platforms, right? So platform is the different infrastructure or the different groupings where you can meet the people that you want to reach or the customers that you want to reach, right? And then finally is media. So media, you're looking at media. What are the specific strategies that are used within the platform, or what are the specific tools you can use within each platform? So if we pick, let's say, Facebook, you can do like post photos, videos, stories, Facebook Live, and so many others. So in Instagram, you can do Instagram Reels, in Instagram stories. You can do the posts and the likes. It's like, there are about 5 or 6 different post types with Instagram and many more, I think, with Facebook. So in the same way, if you're doing Twitter, you can do videos, you can do photos, you can do threads, right? Threads are like long form copy that is broken down into smaller bite-sized chunks, and they are all thrown up into Twitter at the same time, or at very, very short intervals, so that they form like a thread or a chain, right? That's threads, right? So you can even post GIFs and those kind of things. You can post infographics on Twitter. These are the media. These, when we say media, that's what it is. So whenever you're stagnated, you have to think about whenever your market is stagnated. In my case, I had to take a deep pause about what methods am I using, what platforms am I deploying, and within each platform, what media. You can't do it all. So if, let's say, it's Instagram that works for you, let's say your method is to run ads, right? Before you say, okay, my market is saturated, you have to ask yourself, what method am I using? If your method that you're using is just one, you can't just say your market is saturated, or you are stagnated, or you are locked out. You can think of, so I want you to think of this framework in terms of each unit, and then in terms of volume. Each unit is that you could only deploy one of the methods. And then within each method, you could deploy only one platform. And within each platform, you could deploy only one type of media, right? Compare that with somebody who is attacking the market via multiple methods, multiple platforms, and then multiple media. So let's give it an example. So let's say you run a hair salon, right? And in the city that you are, you're only using, let's say, Facebook ads, right? So your method is that you want to use advertising. So you're using just advertising, right? And in that advertising, you're only doing Facebook advertising, let's say photos. You do it before and after photos. That's your the media you are using. Okay. Compare that with your competitor who is doing advertising, content marketing, right? And doing some type of outreach or even affiliate program or referral program. If you are stuck against that kind of business, you are toast, because they are going volume in terms of this framework. So begin to think about, before you cry wolf and say, oh, look, I'm throwing in the towel. You have to think about volume. Can you unpack volume here? Can you do, if you're doing advertising, can you do both Facebook? Can you do Facebook, Instagram? Can you do even TikTok, right? TikTok. Can you do LinkedIn? If your audience are on LinkedIn, can you do LinkedIn as well? Can you do some kind of Twitter ad? So if you do all that and you have different types of media, so you are doing the reels, if you're in Instagram, you're doing reels, you're doing stories, you're doing the normal videos, you're doing the same on Facebook, you're doing Twitter, you're doing threads, you're doing infographic, you will be omnipresent. Okay, that is just the advertising piece. Then you latch on top content, whereby you're doing YouTube videos about your hair salon, how people are coming in, the atmosphere, the niceness of the environment, and then you are talking about, and you are giving people tips as to how to properly treat their hair. You're being like a resource person, and you are posting them organically on YouTube or on Instagram, on TikTok. You're doing both the paid and the organic, right? That will make you omnipresent. Then you're also doing some outreach. You are reaching out to people that you know, your community. You are reaching out to your warm list, your friends, your family, your schoolmates who are living in that area. Giving them offers, sending them promotions. You are even doing some partnerships with, let's say, nail salon somewhere. That, hey, if they refer you customers, you give them a little bit commission. That is referral. So you are deploying all these methods, right? And within the methods, you are deploying multiple platforms. And within each platform, you are not using just a single media. You're using multiple, you're using images, text, videos, stories, infographics, GIFs, animations, and everything, right? You're using everything. If you do that, you dominate your market, and you dominate your market. And because the thing is, 99% of your competitors are doing exactly what you are doing. They're just deploying one platform, one method, one platform, one media, right? And if you set yourself apart and you have a strategy that over a period of time you are going to deploy multiple fronts, I think you're going to win. All right. So now let's unpack that. Let's assume that you've taken a good look at your method, you've taken a good look at your platform, you've taken a good look at your media. The next piece is you are going to think of expanding your market direction. So the market direction, there are 5 different market directions that you can go, right? 5 different market directions. Before you throw in the towel, please don't throw in the towel. I've been there. It's not easy, but if you have the resilience built inside of you, the God-given resilience, and you have a good market that we define, those 3 parameters for market, right? Which means a stable or growing market, right? Which means they have the ability or willingness to pay. And the third one, just keep me. At least you know already because I've mentioned it. So what's going to happen is that right after that, then you're going to go into market direction. So there are 5 different types of market directions you can go. 5 different ways with the market you can go. Up market, and I'll explain. Down market, you can go up market, you can go down market, you can go adjacent market, you can go a broadening market, and then you can go a narrowing market. So let me just unpack this. So up market means, let's say you just use the example of the hair salon, right? Up market is, hey, look, you feel a bit stagnated, you feel the market is saturated, too much competition. You could decide that, look, instead of doing what I'm doing, I would rather go up market. I'm going to position my hair salon to only cater for the rich, the famous, and the wealthy. So you target, that is up market. These are higher quality customers. And in my experience, higher quality customers are easier to deal with than lower quality customers. Higher quality customers, they pay on time, they pay you big, and they are very easy to maintain. Most of the time, I would say 9 out of 10 times, high paying customers are very, 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 very easy to maintain. Lower paying customers, they are a pain in the backside. If that is your market positioning, then that is great. There's always going to be money on the table for you. So that's up market. Then down market is that, okay, look, where I am, there's too much competition. So I'm just going to create a very cheap offering. Yes, if you can do volume with cheap offering, that is fine. That's what Walmart does. Cheaper prices caters for the lower and then lower middle class, right? That I normally wouldn't. I normally wouldn't subscribe to that in what I do. But for some people, that could be the best strategy where you create a lower offering. So, hey, a lower offering could be instead of being, you come to my place, if it's a service you're providing, come to my place and I do all of it for you. So like the hair salon, you go to the hair salon, then they do everything, if it's embroidery, whatever, not like hair extension, and they do all of it whilst you are sitting there. They do everything for you. But a lower offering could be a done with you kind of offering, so that the customer does something, and then you also do something. So it's like a done with you kind of offering, or a very, very cheap thing, very, very cheap thing that anybody can afford. That's that. Then adjacent market is when you are entering into different industry, but I would say related, right? So the hair salon could decide, okay, look, I'm not just going to do hair salon, but I'm going to do let's say I'm going to add what do you call it? Nail extensions and those things to it, because they are different. Nail is different. but there's a different industry, but they are all related, related industry. So you could add other things, other complementary services in adjacent industries to enrich your value offering. Then the broadening of the market is like, hey, look, you now position yourself that, look, I'm not only in the hair or hair, I'm not only doing hair salon, but actually I'm repositioning myself as being in the beauty industry. So you are taking on an industry. This is a great place to be, but you need to have a little bit of resource muscle behind you to do that, and maybe a little bit of years of experience in what you're doing, right? And this is kind of the natural progression of companies that have been in existence for quite a while. So they normally start with a small niche, and then over a period of time, they become dominant in the space. So, for instance, this space is not going to be about hair; it's about beauty. So they're in the beauty industry where they do the hair, they do skincare, they do nail care, they do anything relating to beauty, right? So that is broadening your market. Then the last one is narrowing your market. That is being super focused, laser focused, drilling down to a particular segment of the industry or the market. So, for instance, in your case, it may be in the case of the hair salon, it may be simply saying that, look, I'm a hair salon. I only do hair. I only take care of wedding hairstyling. That could be somebody's need. That person only does hair for weddings. Or you say that, look, I'm a hair salon, but all I don't do anything else apart from hair extensions. Or it could be I only deal with Brazilian hair extensions. That's all. That's a niche. So you are noted in the industry for hair extensions. If somebody needs to do anything else in the hair industries, you are not their go-to person. But if anybody wants something about hair extensions, anything hair extensions, you are their guy or you are their gal, right? So those are the five key positions that you can position together with the framework that I just described before. So before you throw in the towel, I want you to go through this, think through this, process this, and begin to reinvigorate yourself, reinvent yourself and your business. Because most of the time, when we come to the point that we feel that we're done, we are toasted, we are exhausted, most of the time it's not because the business is done. Most of the time it's just our mindset. Our mindset is blocked because we've exhausted what we think is possible. Whenever our options are diminished, we feel frustrated, we feel stagnated, we feel exhausted. But whenever our mindsets are opened up to a greater scope, greater innovation, greater inspiration, we immediately feel unstuck. So, and whenever you lack options, you will feel stuck. So these are just to give you options. So if your business is stagnated, look at the framework, look at the different positioning that you can position your business, and I believe it will unlock growth for you. Great. So if you love this content, I would love for you to subscribe to this channel. I would love for you to subscribe to this channel, and you are going to get content like this all the time. All right. Thank you so much for your time, and look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.